What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel where I strive every single day to be a consistent, profitable forex trader. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how you can tell when the trend is ending and another one is beginning. So I'm on the 4 hour, and let's just take, for instance, let's see. What I like to do is I like to use trend lines, okay? So I like trend lines, but I just don't rely on trend lines. I always look at market structure in general, okay? So if you just blatantly go off of a trend line, you could be in for a rude awakening, and I'll tell you guys why. So for instance, this is an uptrend that we have up here. It's pretty obvious. So how would I know that this uptrend is coming to an end? Well, as you can see, it broke the trend line, okay, and it failed to make higher highs. Instead, it's starting to make lower lows, okay? So another thing that you guys want to be very careful, not only did it break the trend line, but it literally broke structure. And when I say that, I mean, you always want to look at market structure, all right? So if you can see right here, we have a pretty obvious structure, okay? If you can see, I like to draw mine as like zones. So if you can see, price has been holding up. This has been a strong support resistance, support level. So as you can see, not only did it break the trend line, but it also broke structure and then came down for a retest, okay? So this is how I can tell when the trend is ending and a new one is beginning, okay? So you want to be very, very, very careful of, you know, you want to be very mindful of the trend line, but also the structure. Another example would be, let's see. Let's say we had a trend line going this way, right? Take your trend line, bring it up here. Now, if you can see, price came back to this trend line multiple times and reacted off of this trend line. However, right here, it looked like the trend line broke. It did break the trend line. But you still want to be mindful of the fact that we have structure that we have to take in consideration. So you want to be mindful if you do get into a sell right here after it breaks the trend line and comes up for a retest, and it has the perfect evening star right here. If you get in right here, you want to make sure that you are mindful of the structure that we have. And I will show you guys right there. So as we can tell, this has been a strong support level, right? So if you get into a sell right here, you want to be mindful that you probably want to take it down to the next structure, which is right here, okay? I like to make mine zones, so. All right, but honestly, I wouldn't have gotten into this trade as a sell until this structure was broken completely. So I would have been waiting for price to break through here, come back for a retest, and then go ahead and sell after I get a sell signal. So that's what I would have done. I wouldn't have gotten into that trade for a sell right here, because you never really know. Price could have stopped right here at this little structure right here and like reversed. So it completely has to break structure for me to get in, not only the trend line, but structure. So for instance, for me to get into this buy, if I wanted to get into this buy, or get into a buy in general in this pair, I would definitely have to see price break through this structure completely. Okay, so price will have to break through this structure, come back for a retest, and that's when I will get in. That's when I will consider a buy. Yeah. Also, another thing I would be interested in if it did so, if price comes back to this level, I'm totally down for a buy off of this level, off of the support level. I'm here for that. I'm definitely here for that, because if you can see, if we pull out the Fibonacci from the swing low to the swing high, I mean, that's the 50% mark right here. We already know that 50 and 60 is the golden zone. So if price pulls back to this golden zone, I'm totally in for a buy. So, I mean, it depends on what price does. It looks like price wants to continue to go up. So I'm not sure if that would happen, but those are the scenarios that I would, the only scenarios that I would be trading in this case where it's at right now. But market is flying up. So you would not be smart to get into this market because it hasn't completely pulled back to any type of level, really. You know, it came back a little right here, but it's going to have, for me to get into a market, it's going to have to at least pull back to the 50% golden zone. Okay, it doesn't have to hit the 61%, but it has to at least touch the 50%, especially when, I mean, it really does depend on, like, for instance, do you see how price just basically just went up right here? Like, price flew. So the fact that there were so many buyers pushing the market up, in order for me to get into any buy, I would have to have this market come back down to the 50%, and then I would sell. Or then, I'm sorry, and then I would buy. Okay? Because the market, I mean, it didn't even pull back to the 38%. So what does that, what does that tell you? So you just want to be mindful of that. And it did pull back, it continued to go back up. So that's pretty much how I like to trade. You just have to really be smart. If the market is flying up and then it pulls back just a little and you get in to ride it back up, know that the sellers are going to come in eventually for a real retracement. And when you're going to go into drawdown and you're going to be panicking and you're probably going to hop out of the trade, and you never know, price may reverse. So you just want to be very mindful of all of the structures and the trend lines. And the Fibonacci levels are so important to me as a trader. Not every trader trades with the Fibonacci. Everyone has their own style. This is my style, and this is how I like to trade. So yeah, hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.